how was it growing up in Northern Ireland? I mean, there's still trouble.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I grew up in Belfast. The rest of the boys kind of live in the countryside. I grew up in Belfast till I was about 11 or 12. So I'm like one of the reasons my family moved and how I met these guys is we moved from Belfast down to the country, like 30 miles outside of Belfast.
Just to get away.
To get
from
away. My
violence.
parents wanted to get away from that, because we had family that had kids, and so we moved down. And lucky enough, whenever we got down there, that was my opportunity because we had no neighbours. So I says, "Can I get a drum kit? Can I have a drum kit?" That's how I got a drum kit. And Mickey actually ended up. He lived, less than a mile away, a couple
of fields away, yeah.
Just fields, He could hear me practicing, so.
You guys already shared stage with Rolling Stones, AC/DC, The Who.
Yeah.
I mean, you just want to learn from the best, do you?
Well, I don't know how all that happened, but we just kept getting invited to play these gigs. Like, we didn't go and ask for them or anything, It's just, I don't know, if word spread throughout that sort of rock elite crowd that there's this kind of old school band on the circuit, you should have them open for you. I think that's how it happened, So one led to another, and obviously AC/DC heard we played with Stones, and they were like, oh, let's get these boys on as well, so
A lot of coincidences happened, I mean, we played with a band called Thunder in London, and at that gig this was, I don't know, many years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. And at that gig, Jimmy Page was friends with Thunder. Jimmy Page came to see Thunder, he saw us, and then he must have said to somebody else, it's just, it all just happened, snowballed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then when it came, somebody else was looking to support band, then we supported Deep Purple, which is a dream, you know what I mean? We get to support Deep Purple, and then on to the Stones, as you say, and now AC/DC. It's just like.
Tell us about your relation to the Linnet family and Thin Lizzy.
Well, it started as, I don't know if you've been to Dublin, there's a statue of Phil in Grafton Street in Dublin, but they wanted to raise money to build that statue and to put it there, so we played memorial gigs to raise money for the statue. So Philomena Linnet, Phil's mother, invited us to play the gigs, and in return she let us use Phil's Rosewood bass, the classic Phil Lynott bass, for a video. So we got to play it, and it's very special, because Thin Lizzy is the greatest rock and roll band ever out of Ireland. And
So you had the hands on his bass.
oh yes, got to play it and everything. We all got a wee spin on it, and we got to use it in the video and all that. So that was really
And
cool.
it was still sweat and blood on
Yeah,
it.
it was. It had literally been in her basement in her house in Dublin.
Since he died.
Since he died in 1985, it had been completely cased up, and it was
They
the
took-
first time it was opened.
They took the bass out. She had took it out of the basement because they were building the statue, and they needed to look at the bass, to make the statue.
original, yeah.
The original
So-
mold, yeah.
So it was in Belfast, and our friend who owns the guitar shop in Belfast, we phoned and says, come around and just get to see the bass.
Where is it now?
It's probably back in that basement. I would
Back in
imagine.
its case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Probably.
you didn't ask if you could buy it.
Apparently, it's worth like €1 million or something. No.
How tall's the statue got?
It's exactly lifelike.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same dimensions. Yeah. It's really cool. If you ever go to Dublin, you should definitely check it out.
MULATSCHAG!